This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Tristan Hildebrand coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Monday, September 29th. The official death toll after Typhoon Ragasa is revised to 18. The Budget Center warns that government subsidies won't solve Taiwan's declining birth rate, and several of Taiwan's diplomatic allies urge the United Nations to include Taiwan in its system this week. But first, today's top story. On Monday, the death toll after Typhoon Ragasa was officially revised to 18. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing and 7 people are still missing. Hualien safety personnel announced that if conditions endanger the integrity of the dam or barrier lake again, tsunami protocols will be followed. The cabinet arranged a press conference Monday morning to announce the progress of the Central Emergency Operations Center, CEOC, alongside local Hualien County government personnel on the progress in the Matai'an overflow disaster area. In terms of disaster relief, Deputy Economic Minister Lai Jianxin shared progress from the search and rescue efforts. Lai was dispatched to the area last week to coordinate efforts between the military as well as the central and local governments. He said that the body of a man was found about 7 kilometers downstream from Fuzhou Street in Guangfu, but that DNA confirmation would be necessary for identification at this stage in decomposition. As of Monday morning, 7 people are still missing. 107 were injured nationwide, and 652 are displaced in shelters. The Forestry and Nature Conservation Agency also announced that if the Barrier Lake area is threatened by any environmental abnormalities, such as heavy rainfall or earthquakes, local air raid sirens will be activated, similar to a tsunami warning. According to the Agricultural Ministry's latest drone footage, the Matai'an Creek Barrier Lake remains unstable and holds only 6.1 million metric tons of water, or 6.7% of its original capacity. A red alert remains in place due to the continued influx of water to the catchment area and ongoing instability. The Legislative Budget Center has warned that government measures to tackle Taiwan's declining birth rate continue to rely too heavily on one-time or short-term cash subsidies, following few of the problems families face. The center pointed out that the government's 2018 to 2025 Declining Family Population Countermeasure Plan had aimed to raise Taiwan's total fertility rate, TFR, to 1.4 by 2020. Instead, the TFR fell from 1.125 in 2017 to 0.8856 in 2024, according to Interior Ministry statistics. The Budget Center said subsidies may provide short-term relief, but do not resolve underlying challenges such as high housing costs, workplace barriers, or insufficient family support systems. It urged the government to tackle root causes of the crisis, including rising housing prices, and to expand investment in family education and child-friendly work environments. The cabinet disagreed with the report's conclusion, saying its broad strategy is designed to comprehensively encourage the courage to marry, the willingness to have children, and the joy of raising children. It pointed to initiatives including parental leave pay set at 80% of salary, expanded subsidies for IVF, new tax incentives, and workplace reforms. The cabinet said the plans will continuously be reviewed to build a more child-friendly environment and ease the burdens on a new generation of families. Several of Taiwan's diplomatic allies urged the United Nations to include Taiwan in its system this week, calling the exclusion of its 23 million people unacceptable and warning that shutting it out poses unbearable risks to the world. St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Terence Michael Drew was the 8th allied leader to speak on Taiwan's behalf this Friday at the UN General Assembly's General Debate. Drew cited this year's theme, Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development, and Human Rights, to highlight what he called the contradiction of keeping Taiwan outside the UN system. He also raised concerns over tensions in the Taiwan Strait, emphasizing the strait's importance as a commercial and human lifeline, and urged dialogue over confrontation. Drew praised Taiwan's contributions in public health, technology, and disaster response, warning that shutting it out poses unbearable risks to the world. Excluding Taiwan from organizations such as the World Health Organization and the International Civil Aviation Organization weakens global efforts to solve shared challenges, he explained. On Thursday, leaders from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belize, and Tuvalu also voiced support for Taiwan's international participation. Belize Prime Minister John Briceño invoked on the UN's own vision of leaving no one behind, saying it is unacceptable that Taiwan's 23 million people remain excluded. Tuvalu Prime Minister Feleti Penitala-Teo echoed Taiwan's position that UN Resolution 2758 does not preclude the island's meaningful participation, calling on the organization to admit Taiwan and its agencies as members. Since 11 universities first implemented mental health leave in the 2022 academic year, more than 100 other institutions have followed suit. As of 2025, a total of 135 institutions have adopted this policy, demonstrating the increased focus on mental health issues in recent years. According to the Education Ministry, more than 90% of the nation's universities have so far implemented mental health leave ranging from 3 to 5 days per semester. The examination yuan has also recently approved new regulations for civil servants' leave that will add 3 days of mental health leave to annual personal leave starting October 10th. National Taiwan University Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Zhu Shiwei, said that mental health leave was primarily established to provide students some needed respite from the stress of school. It also serves as a distress signal, as when a student requests mental health leave, their advisor is notified. Should they request mental health leave 2 or more times, student counseling services are notified through the system to initiate follow-up care. Currently, NTU has approximately 40 full-time counselors. Chu said that after mental health leave was implemented at NTU, an average of 400 to 500 students applied each month, totaling about 1,500 to 2,000 applications per semester. Compared to other types of leave, the request rate for mental health leave is not especially high. The rate of denial is also generally low. Similar trends have been observed at National Yangming Chiaotong University. In addition to encouraging universities to implement mental health leave, the Education Ministry has launched a campus mental health promotion program to assist schools in helping students improve their mental health awareness. The program also offers additional training to mentors and counseling professionals. Through these initiatives, the ministry hopes teachers and students will work together to create a warm and compassionate campus environment. The Foreign Ministry stated Monday that Pope Leo XIV prayed for the victims of Typhoon Ragasa this past Sunday during Mass, demonstrating the deep friendship between Taiwan and the Vatican. The ministry pledged to continue working with the Holy See on humanitarian aid and charitable services and strive to promote universal values. During the Pope's Jubilee Mass Sunday morning, he prayed for the victims, missing persons, displaced persons, and disaster relief workers in all countries affected by Ragasa, including Taiwan. On behalf of President Lai Ching-te, Foreign Minister Lin Jialong expressed sincere gratitude to Pope Leo XIV for the prayer, for expressing concern for Taiwan in the wake of the disaster, and for embodying God's universal love. As of Monday, Taipei City's top site for traffic accidents for 7 consecutive years, the Gongguan roundabout, was converted into a perpendicular intersection between Roosevelt and Keelung Roads. Starting at 6 a.m., Taipei City's Gongguan roundabout started allowing both cars and most scooters to make direct left turns, with left turn waiting areas painted into the intersections. Taipei City officials, including the deputy mayor, inspected traffic conditions on the first day of transition. Deputy Mayor Li Shuchuan noted that some cyclists seemed nervous to use the new demarcated left turn lines, which extended into the intersection. Li advised strengthening signage and markings to help motorists better understand and have confidence in using them. Thank you for joining me for the news. I'm Tristan Hildebrand. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.